You should be comforted to know if you're a filmmaker, and especially if you have a production company that wants to put on a film that can be distributed and put out there, aside from just shooting something in your backyard or making up a studio in your garage, that there is a full-service movie studio, motion picture studio here in the Santa Clarita Valley in Castaic. It's the LIMS Movie Studio, Lifton Institute of Motion Picture Science and Arts, I believe. Am I close? Am I close, Quinn?
No, that's not close at all. It's the Lifton Institute of Media Arts and Sciences.
Institute. What did I say?
The Lifton Institute of
Lifton.
Something.
Yeah, I was there. Either way, we've been talking about it for the last several weeks. It's still early for me, Quinn.
Yeah,
and the cool thing is about LIMS, we'll just call it the LIMS Movie Studio, much easier, is that not only do they have full service sound stages, pre and post production, they've got conference rooms for table readings, et cetera, everything you need to get your motion picture made. They also have a really cool program for veterans. And here with me, Quinn, not only helping me with the correct pronunciation of the actual place, but also Quinn, as an Army veteran, has gone through the program and is here to tell me about it. So first of all, you said you got out of the Army in 2011.
Yes.
So give me a little bit of background on this.
Well, I was in the Army. I was a signals intelligence analyst. I was stationed at Fort Gordon, Georgia. It was a very important time in my life, and I actually learned a lot from it. But part of, transitioning out of the service life into the civilian world is extremely scary and challenging.
Very much so.
And I mean, even just like telling people this out loud is scary and challenging. But the one thing that it kind of all tied together was whenever I started pursuing that different route, which led me to LIMS, was acting. And then I like going into LIMS and talking about that a little bit more. Sorry, a little segue.
By all means.
Jimmy is the president, Jimmy Lifton, and that's where the name comes from. Every single person at the studio has the right heart, and I truly believe that. They come at it with the family mentality, not just the business mentality, and they are fully capable of handling it, just like when it comes down to the numbers, because he's a businessman, he knows his stuff. But as a veteran, if you don't know where you're going, if you are in LA and you want to be in the industry, you can be camera grip and lighting, you can be special effects, you can be sound, makeup, stunts. There's another one too, wardrobe. I mean, they have all the different departments. Like working with hands, you can do the art department.
Yeah, I've talked to several different veterans, and not everybody wants to be in front of the camera.
Right.
And several that have gotten, the carpenters and people who have really good working with their hands and to be able to get work, and also others who are getting in front of the camera, like is what you're doing.
Yeah. Actually, back in November, they shot one of their last films. It's I don't know how much information most of them say about it, but I was one of the actors in it, and it was an incredible experience watching all of the different departments that the school has. They come together and they work on a project. So by the time that you get out of this program, whichever one that you decide to end up in, and by the way, for veterans, they usually end up getting you in this for completely free, as government retraining funds. Don't know exactly how that works, but Susan can definitely help you out with that, and she'd love to. Yeah.
There it is. And of course, Lifton Institute of Media, Arts, and Science. Got it. I made sure I wrote it down. I usually have that noted first, but I think this is terrific because no matter where you want to be on the camera, and especially here in Southern California, we've got, and California in general, but Southern California especially, with tax credits not only from the city of Los Angeles, but also the state of California has really brought a lot of film back to this area. So I think that's important. And again, the fact that most people, when they're actors wanting to come out here, the first thing they want to know is, how do I get my SAG card? How do I get work? So we're talking about LIMS being able to help actors out with that as well.
In some sense, yes and no.
Okay.
Specifically, LIMS has a stunts department. Now, they do have some very awesome teachers and instructors that come out that deal with acting, like some acting classes. Like Lisa Finlayson's one. She's a super, super fun lady. She comes out and she helps substitute whenever Devin McNair can't be there. And she's the main stunt coordinator. There's also a bunch of really big names like Greg Hammond, Mark Masacci. There's just a lot of, I can't, other than just great people that come.
That's what I've heard. No matter what area you're pursuing, They're really good, knowledgeable people who really are. This is the real deal as far as anybody
Yes.
wanting to get into the business, because there's a lot of stuff out there that claim they're going to get you work.
Right.
And especially I know one of the previous guests has said that they were even a little skeptical because they saw the ad on Craigslist, but they thought we're going to go ahead and try it anyway. And it turned out everybody has had great feedback from LIMS. So it's pretty good.
Yeah, it's just I get so jumbled up because there's so much information I want to throw out. And
Sure.
I don't know how much time you
By all means.
have.
We've got at least a couple more minutes, so by all means.
Okay, yeah, but to specifically touch on that, like that SAG thing,
Mm-hmm.
SAG vouchers come from working on union projects.
Right.
School, with where it's at and where it's going, if you don't know what this place is, you need to. Because right now they may be working on non-union student projects. But every single time, like I've been watching this place for well over a year and a half. And I've been watching it just keep making leaps and bounds, and it is growing. And it is turning into a completely fully wrapped up project. And I just think that people need to get on now and be a part of it.
From A to Z, as it were. So especially if you are a veteran of any of the military services, no matter how far back you go, I've interviewed some guys who were in when I was in back in the early 80s. You can check it out. It's VET200, VET, and the number 200.com, limsla.com, LIM, as in motion picture, LIMSLA.com. Lifton Institute of Media, Arts, and Sciences. Quinn Sharrow, U.S. Army veteran, thanks so much for stopping by, and yet again, another great testimony for what they've got up there.
Hey, thanks for having me.
And of course, also located here in Castaic in the Santa Clarita Valley. 746 traffic coming up next.
Trinity Classical Academy, Santa Clarita's classical Christian college preparatory school, offers an excellent education in grades TK through 12th grade, outstanding academics, vibrant fine arts, and